The Instructional Core. In each module, the Instructional Core is used as a framework for faithfully implementing the Common Core State Standards. This presentation serves as a brief introduction to the Instructional Core and its intersection with the Common Core State Standards for mathematics. We begin by defining both the Instructional Core and the Common Core State Standards. The Instructional Core is composed of the teacher and the student in the presence of content. It is the relationship between the teacher, the student, and the content, not the qualities of any one of them by themselves, that determines the nature of instructional practice. At the center is the instructional task, which students are actually doing while engaged with the content. The Common Core State Standards for mathematics are learning expectations of the students. They define what a student should know and be able to do. In terms of the instructional core, since the standards detail what is expected of the students, they reside with the student on the framework. In addition to the content standards, 8 standards for mathematical practice were adopted. These standards describe how students engage with the mathematics and ultimately how students learn and build new mathematical understanding. The mathematical practices impact the relationship between the student and the content. They define how students will engage in the doing of mathematics. Common Core changes the mathematical expectations of what students will know and be able to do and how the students will engage in the process of learning mathematics. One of the principles of the instructional core is, if you change any single element of the instructional core, you have to change the other two to affect student learning. We know the Common Core State Standards change the learning expectations, which must then impact the content being taught. Students engage in this content through instructional tasks. In this case, rich mathematical tasks. This brings us to another principle of the instructional core. Task predicts performance. What determines what students know and are able to do is not what the curriculum says they are supposed to do, or even what the teacher thinks he or she is asking students to do. What predicts performance is what students are actually doing. For example, if we want students to problem solve, the tasks that we provide must require genuine problem solving. In other words, the task should not have a clear solution pathway. Problem solving requires students to explore and select strategies appropriate for the context and content of the problem at hand. This means teachers must change their instructional preparation and practice accordingly. The content and tasks teachers select in sequence must provide students the opportunity to meet the demands of the Common Core State Standards for mathematics in such a way that requires them to engage in the mathematical practices. This also means teachers will need to adapt their supports and scaffolds to ensure all students can meet these new expectations. In each module, you will be asked to consider how you will plan for implementing Common Core instruction in terms of the instructional core. To further investigate the instructional core and the Common Core State Standards, here are some resources.